I have now got all of, at least a rough idea of chapter names. Here's the problem, right? I hate titles. Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to my channel, where we are going to be doing some nonfiction work today. Today is going to be really focused on getting a good, solid draft of my book proposal for the Mythology and Taylor Swift research book thing. I guess it's books, it's a book proposal. I'm not really doing any kind of other proposal. If you want to know a bit more about what a book proposal actually is, what it entails, why we do it for nonfiction, I did a video about that already. It is already up on the channel. I think it's the last one that I put up, so if you're interested, you can go and check that out in order to get some more information as to what I'm doing. I'm going to be focusing a lot more on what I'm doing today rather than the why or how or any of that kind of stuff. So if you do want to know any of that kind of thing, that was all in that previous video. So today's book proposal. So let me show you what I have for right now, because I have been making some notes here and there. All right, welcome to my Milanote. I'm sorry to be filming it just like actually on my computer rather than a screenshot recording of it, but I just figured this was a bit easier than setting that all up because it's just a really quick glance. So these are some of the sections that I need to kind of make note of for it. Again, if you want to know more about what these sections actually mean, you can go check out that. I've written here pitch rather than intro, but it's basically the same thing. I have been editing this quite extensively. I'm still not really happy with it. I'm trying to get this down to like a really good tight 2 sentences. I think sometimes it's hard to take, you know, the entirety of a book's worth of ideas and try to pin it down to 2 sentences. It's not an easy task. So I'm going to try to do my best here. But then I have my overview. So these are some of the things that I know that I want to mention in this overview, which will be a little bit more of this plus all of these information. In the book details section, I have the format. I need to re-look at my word count because I've edited the chapters a little bit. So I need to make sure that they still work, that my numbers still add up properly. I'm going to do about 20 images, I think, and then I might do some like call out boxes with lyrics and then like small notes and stuff about the lyrics here and there. I think that might be fun, and so it'll make the page look a little different. And I guess that might be an image. So I'm going to try to figure out what all I'm going to do with that. So as for the table of contents as well as the kind of chapter breakdowns, because there's not a separate section for that because that's basically just my contents. I have some to-do lists. I've already sketched out an outline. I just need to make some nice titles for them, and I'm going to re-look at it to make sure that the flow makes sense. I haven't done anything for the marketing yet. I have some notes that I'm going to throw in later. So today we're going to be kind of focusing on this bit, and then if we can maybe do a little bit of research for comparable titles, then we can do that as well. But we're gonna focus on writing up this stuff and maybe getting a start in on the chapters. So let me show you the chapter breakdowns. This is my sketch of the chapter. So each one of these little boxes is a chapter. I don't really have like a full title. I just kind of have a quick sketch of like what it's about. I might try to come up with a nice snazzy title for each one, maybe referencing a song title or a lyric or something for each one, because I was doing that for the subtitles in my sample chapter. So this is my sample chapter, which is the first one. I'm not doing an introduction, so we're gonna go ahead and get rid of that. My first chapter is kind of both a chapter and an intro. I just need to make some nice titles, I think, for them. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. So I'm gonna see if I can edit this down maybe 1 or 2 more times when I go to type it up, and then we're gonna kind of start sketching out some other stuff. Alright, so here's where we at. We got, table of contents. I'm not going to scroll up because it's got like my address and stuff. But yeah, so this is the table of contents of what we have so far. So we've got, I've made some notes to myself. So I want to make sure that this intro works a little bit better and reads well. So I'm going to come back and spruce it up in a bit. But then this is my overview leading into the book details. I also realized I don't really have a good title for the book either, so we're gonna work on that. And then the contents, and then this is where the chapter summaries will start. I think that I want to get let me flip you around. All right, so I think that the next step that I think I want to do is actually spruce up all of these titles, and that includes also the title of the actual book as well. So my initial idea for the title was Secrets Written in the Sky, Mythology, Fandom, Meaning, and Taylor Swift. But I used the title of Secrets Written in the Sky for a Substack post on Taylor Swift and folklore. And I think that works a little bit better, though I might come back to this. I'm not really sure. If I can't come up with a better one, then that's what I'm going with for now. Secrets Written in the Sky is taken from her poem that she wrote, or intro that she wrote for folklore. I don't think that one was a poem, but anyway, she always writes these little like things before an album to like set you up for it. And I just really like it. So I thought that would be useful, but I'm gonna see if I can dig up a better one. And now, so there's kind of two ways that I can go about doing this. The first is going through an actual quote from Taylor Swift, like Secrets Written in the Sky. But the other one is to go from, where are they? Somewhere in this room. Somewhere in this room are all of my surveys. Oh, Jesus, they're right here. But yeah, so the other alternative is that you get a quote from an actual participant. I have not seen one that really stood out to me. They tend to do a lot of citing of Taylor anyway. So I'm thinking that I might play with that. I am going to use Taylor Swift quotes for, I think, all the chapters. Going through either kind of prominent lyrics or titles of songs for each one of those. I have an idea for some of them already. I just need to kind of really hone it. It's 10:30. I started at around 9, so it's been an hour and a half, and I have that much done. Now granted, the introduction was kind of already written. I just needed to add a little sentence about me to the introduction. A lot of my notes don't have why I should write it because, I mean, you know, why shouldn't I? I think my overview is more or less okay. I do need to throw in the title of the book once or twice, but again, I don't have the title yet. I think we'll kind of jazz up a title somewhere, and then we'll figure it out. I think we'll figure. Although to be fair, I think the Secrets Written in the Sky might be. I don't know. We'll think about it. We'll think about it. So I've got some of these, and then I also brought them into a thing so I can like play around with. This is the kind of quote lines things, and then these are some subtitles. I still feel like Secrets Written in the Sky is pretty good. From the same one is Stars Drawn Around Scars. That might be fun. And I think that also captures the idea of meaning making. So like, here's the problem, right? I hate titles. I like titling things just feels like so much pressure. It really does. To give some kind of explanation, when I was doing cosplay and the dressing of identity was my, like, I'll just throw this title in and I'm sure the publisher will change it at some point. And then they didn't. And I'm not unhappy with this title. I think it's perfect. I think it works because it does what it says on the tin. I want this title to be a bit more inspired than that, because like all of my titles are like that. This is just digital mythology and the internet's monster. It's just what it is. It's just what it is. So I guess like I could carry on that tradition and just have it be like Taylor Swift mythology fandom and meaning making. Like, I don't know what else to do. Like, I could just do mythology and Taylor Swift. Or like the mythology of Taylor Swift. I could. Is that better than something fun? Oh God, I don't know. I don't know. This is why, like, when I do my fiction ones, I know I have those like project titles, but to be honest, like, I like those project titles because it gives me a title to throw on things that I then don't have to think about the actual title. I finished the rough draft of Submarine, Project Submarine. I'm sure you're gonna see it at some point soon, but like, I finished the whole rough draft and I, like, gun to my head, I would not be able to give you a good title. Like, I'm just so bad at titles. It's one of the things that I really love about nonfiction is that, like, those are the titles that you just get given. You're just like, what's the book about? Slender Man? Sure, the title's Slender Man. Like, I don't, you know, I just don't know. I don't know, maybe I'll leave it as mythology and Taylor Swift, or the mythology of Taylor Swift for now, and I'll review before I send it. So it should be the mythology of Taylor Swift. I think that really strikes more of what I'm trying to do. Man, I just don't know. I'm just so bad. I'm just so bad at titling. But one thing that I can do is when I was gathering good quotes or titles and things like that to grab, I grabbed quite a few that I also thought would be useful for some of the chapters that I'm doing. I didn't do all of them. So I'm thinking for Taylor Swift as mythic figure, which is this is my first chapter. It's where I set up, like, it's a whole chapter for, like, the thesis of the book and what we're doing, what we're getting into with a little bit of information here and there, is doing a case of a restricted humanity. I should probably do that at the very least, is maybe do the titles. And then once I've done the titles, I can think of the big title. Does anyone else feel like the pressure of titles? Is that just me? Do other people really love titling things? Because, man, I don't know why, like, my anxiety, like, peaks whenever I'm thinking about it. So yeah, I think what we're gonna do now is do the titles of the actual chapters, so that way they've got nice actual titles. And then we'll see what time it is. All right, I did not record me actually doing this, but I have now got all of at least a rough idea of chapter names, enough to make it sound like I've put some level of thought into it. I realize I haven't done that with the parts yet, but you know, whatever. Well, that's fine. That might be fine. So it's about noon-ish. It's noon 15. I think I'm gonna take a small break for lunch and maybe go for a walk. And I think that what I'm gonna do when I come back is start working on the chapter summaries, just because it would be nice to have it done. So I think that I'm gonna take a short break, and then come back with hopefully some sense of renewed energy towards this. Okay, I'm back home now. Feeling a tiny bit better. I always just need to like move sometimes in the middle of the day because I get antsy. It is about 1:30 now, so I think what I'm gonna do is work on the chapter summaries, but only for, let's say, I'm watching the Eras Tour on Disney Plus, which I have seen before, but I just have it on for noise for while I'm working on this. I have an hour and 40 left, so what I might do is just write and work on this for 1 hour 40. That would bring us to, wait, hold on, let me see. That'd be 2:30. That would bring us to about 3:15, 3:20, something like that. I think that'll be a good time, because I think I need to definitely stop by 4, so I think that'll be a good timing. We'll see if I last that long. I might get tired. But I think we'll just sit and do these chapter summaries, and that's what we'll do for the rest of this afternoon. All right. You ready to see this? I did it all. I managed to do it all. All right. All right. It's about 3 o'clock. And as I said, I showed you, I finished all of the chapter summaries. Oh, my fingers hurt from typing, but we're good. So right now the whole proposal stands at 2,638 words. I still need to do my author biography and I need to do the marketing and publicity section, but that's it. Everything else is at least in a draft form. So that is very exciting. But yeah, I mean, 2,638 words is pretty damn good for a one day. I managed to do all of the chapter summaries, so that is pretty rad. So yeah, I'm feeling really good about it. I didn't expect to get this much done today, I'll be honest. I thought that the chapter summaries were going to take me a little bit longer to do, but to be honest, I don't know, I was able to just kind of flow with it. So I'm really happy with what I've gotten done. I'm feeling pretty ahead of things, and it means that I can now feel better about devoting a lot of time to the research side of things, because the kind of getting things done publishing side of things can be on a roll with itself. Thank you guys so much for spending time with me today and helping me get through a huge bulk of work. I'm really happy with that. And I will see you next time. Bye.